Learning more tonight about an expansion of the Martin House Children's Advocacy Center of Longview, now in the final stage of expanding into Upshur County. And as KLTV7's Jamie Boyum tells us, this will be their fourth county to serve here in East Texas.
Upshur County commissioners recently voted to accept the Martin House as their county child advocates. Martin House CEO Roxanne Stevenson says the next step is a Martin House board vote this Thursday.
When children are child abuse victims or victims of crime in any way, they need specialized services, and we're just glad to be here to provide it.
So with their 15th anniversary this year, likely will come another county, but
it does take a little bit of time to set up services and to be able to add staff. We are looking at potentially operating a satellite office in Gilmer as well, but of course that comes with expenses too.
Upshur County has offered office space at the Precinct 1 Rock Building at Highway 271 and Butler Street.
Free of charge in Gilmer, and we are looking at that as a very strong possibility.
But they need furniture and equipment to record forensic interviews involving child abuse cases.
And that does require specialized recording equipment, video and audio recording equipment, so that comes at a pretty steep price tag, so we'll be looking at raising funds for that first.
She says the last secure recording equipment they purchased was about $12,000, and she expects it will be more expensive now. And the interview space needs to look like a home to give interviewees a sense of warmth. They also need
desks, chairs, office supplies, everything to go ahead and be able to provide forensic interviews, advocacy, and even counseling there.
In the time being, families will come to Longview for interviews, but with donations, they hope to soon
provide a service that's convenient for them, and obviously having a satellite office is most convenient.
Jamie Boyum, KLTV 7 News.
And Upshur County Judge Todd Tefteller says he's excited about the Martin House facility, and the county feels lucky to have them.